Hi Aquarius, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and this is a general reading for May 8th to the 14th, 2024. So if you are new to my channel, I want to welcome you. It's a new channel, and I've been around for 5 months. So, and if you've subscribed and you're coming back, I'm happy about that also. So what we're going to be doing, that's okay. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing the Hermit's Lantern spread. And so Aquarius, if you're unfamiliar with the term shadow or shadow work, well, you're going to learn a little bit about it today because we're going to be doing some shadow work. And I've left a video in my description box about how to do shadow work. And yeah, it's a video I put together a few months back, I think. And just as a really good deep dive into how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what's coming up from your shadow to heal. Now remember, your shadow is all those things, those belief systems that we were told when we were younger growing up that we really became ashamed of. And so like we've oppressed them. And it could be those things that were told to you, emotions maybe. Maybe you weren't allowed to express your emotions when you were younger. So, for example, if you were told you were not allowed to get angry, well, you're going to take the emotion called anger and you're going to shove it down. And it'll come up in our life in very ungrounded ways because it's sitting in our unconscious. So our shadow is our unconscious. It's the hidden parts of ourself that we don't know. And unfortunately, your shadow or your unconscious part of you is actually has the biggest impact on all your relationships in your life. And it's not about, our conscious and what we know. It's what's hidden in the background that's causing us to repeat these patterns or have these same people come up in our space and not understanding why, and not understanding why our relationships aren't working, because we need to go back to the original source of it that's sitting in our unconscious and needs to heal. And so if you're with me right now and you're still with me, I know that you're on the healing journey. It's a hard journey, and I know that people click off right away when they heal anything to do, when they hear anything to do with shadow work, healing. It's just not what they want to do right now in their life, and I get it. Not everyone's here. Not everyone's going to be on this healing journey. So if you're here, Aquarius, and you're on your healing journey, or you're interested in shadow work and getting on your journey, and or just getting back into healing, maybe you've done it for a bit and you kind of swore off it and you're coming back, great. So we're gonna, sorry, my throat kind of goes every time I want to come on here. So I'll have to clear it for, a few times before it's going to work for me. So I want to look at, first of all, what's coming up for your shadow to heal. And yeah, that's going to be definitely, related to number 2 when I look at also the origin of it. What's the origin of what's coming up to heal? And then for 3, I want to look at how is it showing up in your daily life? What sort of havoc is it creating in your life is pretty much what's happening probably. And then I want to look at how you can heal it. And I'm going to get some advice from the tarot. And then what I also want to do is I want to give you a little bit of advice, only because I've been on the healing journey intensively for the last 7 years with my own life coach, healing my own complex trauma and digging out memories and belief systems and emotions that I need to heal from my own shadow. So I can help you with that a bit, and I'm going to just, I will recommend some videos for you at the end that I have done on my other channel called Carol Cares, which is a channel for your mental health. And so I'll recommend some videos for that. And I'll also recommend the May reading that I did for you at the end. And then we're gonna look at how will your life change once you heal this thing that's coming up from your shadow. So I wanted to start off with talking about, just for a couple minutes here, not even, but talking about the Hermit, because this is the Hermit's lantern reading. And the Hermit is the card that comes up in the Major Arcana. And he's shining a lantern here. He's shining a light on what's coming up from your shadow. When this card comes up in a reading, it's asking you to take your focus off of our exterior world. You know, all those things that are distracting us from going inwards and doing some shadow work and doing inner work. And so this is the card that says, you know, it's time to go inwards and do some healing and do some inner shadow work. And this Hermit will actually shine a light on it for you. And so what we're going to do is we're going to keep the Hermit right here, and he's going to help us and to shine a light on what's coming up for you. And so I've decided in this reading, I wanted to select a deck that was really going to take us, you know, a deep dive, take us right into, and it is going to be, some of these readings are pretty deep. I mean, it's healing, right? And there's no sugarcoating any of this. If you're on the healing journey, you know that's a very, very difficult journey. It's the most important journey of your life, but it is the most difficult journey by far. And so I decided to use the Tarot of the Abyss, which is by Anna Tourian. I wanted to say her name correctly. Tourian. And I loved it. I fell in love with it. It's my only black and white deck. And it just called me. There are certain decks, you know, if you're a tarot reader and you're listening to this, or maybe you're interested in tarot, there's some decks that will just call you. And so this one really has been calling me lately. And I had to sit down and go through her guidebook and really take a good look at it and pick and choose my first reading. My first spread that that would really match this deck. And so I'm gonna ask the tarot to pull me 5 cards for those 5 areas, and then I'll clarify it with the Radiant Rider-Waite deck here. Sorry, Rider-Waite deck. I think I was rhyming some words or something there. And so yeah, we'll do that. So let's start off with asking the tarot, what's coming up for Aquarius? For Aquarius to heal, what's coming up for Aquarius's shadow, in Aquarius's shadow that needs to heal. So I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 5 cards right now, and we'll see how it goes here. So let's try to pull a card for space number 1. Oh, I'm going to pick that top one because that was the one that came out first, the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands. And then I want number 2, what's its origin? What is the origin of that? The 10 of, it was in reverse here. The 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords. And 3. How is it showing up in Aquarius's life? Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. And how can I heal it? How can Aquarius heal this? Cards come out beautiful here. The Hanged One, which is the Hangman. Yeah, the Hanged One, we call it. She also renames the Hierophant in here, the Wise Man, she calls him. And that's why I was confused here. Is I knew there was one that was really different, but the Hangman is, she calls which is the Hanged One, the Hangman. And what's the outcome here? How will your life change? How will Aquarius's life change? 1 card for that, please. Ace of Wands, 2 aces here. 2 aces, which is a really good good start. Okay. Let's take some clarifiers. I want some clarifiers for the 8 of Wands. 1 or 2 clarifiers, please. And it gave me 4. So I'm going to put them back because that's way too many. So we're going to try that again. Let's try 1 or 2 clarifiers for the 8 of Wands in reverse. I have the 4 of Swords. I'm going to keep that. If there's something else that comes up, if I think I need another clarifier, I'll pull it. The 10 of Swords in reverse. 1 or 2, please. 1 or 2 cards here. 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. And I think I'll pull 1 more here. Just to see. Yeah, 1 more one to come out. the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. And the Ace of Wands. No, sorry, I'm going to go back over here. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. Which is how is it showing up in your daily life. 2. We have the Nine of Swords. And I think I'll pull one more here. That one definitely wanted to come up, which is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Hangman. The Wheel of Fortune. And one more for that one. The Tower. Tower card here. The Ace of Wands in the middle, the outcome here for Aquarius. All right, we had the Queen of Cups, and in reverse, I have the Ace of Swords, another ace, and I have a Queen of Wands. 2 queens, one in reverse. 2 queens, both in reverse, but 2 queens in the middle here. Okay, let's begin, Aquarius. What's coming up in your shadow to heal? Well, you have the Eight of Wands, and this is a card in reverse. So let's look at it in an upright position. Just take a peek at this Eight of Wands. The Wands suit is all about movement and going forward. You know, wands don't like to keep still, and I love the portrayal of the geese in the sky. I know, you know, if you've ever watched them, it's a beautiful V formation, and you think, how can they, like, they must be so tired, and especially the one that's in front, right? And then it has to move back, and birds take a turn, you know, taking the lead. And so I'm seeing here that, you know, there's some sort of direction that you're taking your life in right now, and you're feeling depleted, absolutely depleted, right? And it's like you've lost the energy here to continue. And that happens so often on our own creative, because wands are very creative energy, and it happens so often on our own creative energy journey where we can be, you know, thinking we're doing something, we're moving ahead, and then all of a sudden it comes to a halt. And this is what I'm thinking I'm seeing happen here, because you're realizing that you're needing some time out. You're needing time out. There is, though, a resistance maybe to taking it because it's in reverse. But there is here where you're needing to take some time out because you've come to a halt here. I do think I'm going to pull another card here for this Eight of Swords, and the Five of Swords is coming up right after it, which is interesting. 4, and then you get the 5. And the Five of Swords comes up here, and my 5 is, 5s are change, and that they're also conflict, right? So I can see here that there is conflict coming up within you, and you're feeling it, because there's something here that you need to work on. When we're on this creative journey, when we're on our healing journey, a lot of times we do, like, our creativity does come out, and we start to take on some little projects, and this one tells me that there's this individual here with a grimace on his face, like he's won this battle, right? And but this card is more what's in the background. This individual, that's the smallest individual here in the background of this card, is hiding his face because he's the victim. I like to call this also my bullying card here. And so I think you're dealing with, for some reason, there's some shame that's come up here for you. You're feeling unworthy. And a lot of times when our creative journey almost comes to a stop or a halt, and what we want to do, what we've kind of thought we were going in that direction, we have to deal with some unworthiness sometimes, like, you know, I'm not worth it, I can't do it, what's the purpose, why am I doing this, and, you know, I'm stupid, I can't do it. And so that's what's coming up for you right now, to heal. And so what we have to do is we have to look at, well, where's this coming from? What's its origin? So we're going to move over here, and we're going to see, well, here's the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is coming up, and it's in reverse here. And the Ten of Swords is is a card, because it's coming up in your shadow, it's really it's a card of really feeling there was a period in time in your life where you just you came to a point where, you know, the swords is all about our mental energy. And sometimes when we spin on things, and mental energy can also be, you know, things that people have told you when you were younger. And so this card, because it's in reverse, tells me that these things that people told you when you were younger, and they can be you know, they're mental thoughts. So they're things that you believe, and you've put them in your shadow, and they could be things like, you know, you can't do this. Like, why would you do this? Why would you ever think you could? Like, who do you think you are? And so I'm feeling like there's something like that that's coming up from your shadow, where it really caused you kind of just to feel deflated, and you just gave up. And I think this is what's happening now. This is coming up for you in your shadow to heal. And the Seven of Pentacles came up here in reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles is a card about when you've put all this effort into something that you've wanted to do, and you put your commitment in, your energy into it, and then something happened to you. Maybe, you know, you were told, what are you doing this for? You're not allowed to do this. And so again, it tells me that you kind of went, I'm done with doing this. Like, what else is there for me to do? Because this is what I wanted to do. So it was something that you wanted to do when you were younger. And it was probably very discouraged from people around you. And the Eight of Cups came out, and the Eight of Cups is a card about walking away. And so I think here, because, you know, it's an emotional card, and you were hurt. You were very hurt by this. And so you walked away. You walked away from what it is you were doing, or what it is you like to do. And and so now this, and because I think what happens is when you are given these belief systems, when people tell you this and you take it and you put it away, there's there's also there's some unworthiness there, and there's some shame that's attached to it, feeling like you're not allowed to do it, feeling like you're not good enough to do it. And I think that's what we're dealing with right here. And so how is this showing up in your daily life? Well, the Ace of Cups comes in, and the first card that comes up is an offer from the universe. It's how is it showing up? Well, here's an offer from the universe, a gift that says, you know, it's showing up in your emotions. It's showing up in your ability to feel, to really, really feel this pain, and you're carrying it around with you. This is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is the story of all our little beliefs. They're not little, they're big. These belief systems right here that over the years you've told yourself, and they've built up, you see. They've built up because you might have been told things over and over and over again in different things. And these are the things that keep you awake at night. These are the ones that just really won't stop spinning in your head. So whenever you want to do something, that emotion, those emotions that are attached to it of shame and unworthiness keep coming up. And until you heal that, it's going to keep repeating. It's on repeat, and that's what the universe does. The universe repeats things for us, brings us these opportunities over and over until you go to the original pain of when you were told that you're unworthy. And because right now it's repeating itself in your life. And the Six of Pentacles is sitting right behind it. And the Six of Pentacles, my sixes in my suits are a duality. They're about duality. And this particular duality that's showing up in this six is the duality of giving and receiving. And it is my card that speaks of unworthiness. You have these two beggars here that you have an individual that's doling out, you know, coins. So this particular beggar says, well, I'm worth 3 coins. Whatever you're worth, that's what this individual is going to weigh out and give you. The other one says, I'm worth 4. Okay, I'll weigh it out, and that's what I'm going to give you. And this is in reverse here. So this tells me that, you know, how's it showing up? Well, it's showing up because you do have a resistance to looking at this unworthiness that was handed to you when you're younger. And it keeps repeating itself. It keeps coming up for you. And it's painful. It's very painful. These belief systems that you have, you can sometimes spin them in your head and you put it on repeat, and it just keeps going and going and going until you finally face it, and you finally take that cut from the universe and you say, I'm gonna deal with this shame. I'm going to deal with this shame that people handed me. And it wasn't mine, you see, because in this picture right here, this individual is doling it out to these beggars. It's not theirs. They weren't born with it. Shame is the shittiest feeling in the world, and it's something that's given to us. And that's what bullies do. Bullies take their own shame and they give it to their victims because they don't want it. Nobody wants shame. Thing is about shame, it's not an emotion that people talk about, but it's unworthiness, self-esteem, self-worth. And it's the shame is the emotion behind it. And every single one of us has it. Doesn't matter what beautiful family you came from. Everyone has it. And so how can I heal this? How can you heal this, Aquarius? How can you heal the shame that you need to get over in order to continue to go in the direction you want to go in? Because you're really feeling like, I can see you're feeling stuck here. So, well, the hangman comes out, the hanged one comes out, and it has these two crows upside down. It's amazing when you can see the world upside down. It's a whole new, when you lay on your back, it's just a whole new different perspective. I was able to see the eclipse at the end of April, or was it April 8th? Yes, the April 8th that came out, sorry, the beginning of April. And I saw it on my back. I found a position right next to the ocean and laid on a rock. And somebody gave me the idea to do that. Rather than standing and looking at it with my neck, cranked here, I thought, somebody said, just, lay down. I'm going to lay down and watch it. And so I did. And it was beautiful to have the perspective of just laying there without having to crank my neck. And so the hanged man is really the card of, it's time to lay on your back if you want and look at the world in a different perspective. It's time to turn this perspective you have around. So the universe wants you to take your unworthiness and turn that around, right? To heal that shame. And otherwise, it's going to keep coming around. I talked about that already, where the Wheel of Fortune is about the events that turn. Life turns, right? And it's going to keep coming around. And that's what happens until you heal it. That unworthiness is going to stick to you. It sticks to us and it keep coming around. And then there's, how can I heal it? Well, there's a tower moment that might come up. If we don't start to work on that unworthiness and that shame, and the patterns keep coming around, and this is with anything to deal with the healing journey. If there's something that you're ignoring or something that you're resisting, and you hear these thoughts in your head about how unworthy you are and how much you don't deserve this, and it. And it's going to keep coming around. If you push your way through this, it's going to come, you're going to get a little bit further on your journey. It's going to come up again. And then finally the universe sometimes says, well, you know what? There's a tower moment that's going to come in here. And when we need to learn a lesson, I'm kind of giggling because I think of some major tower moments in my own healing journey where, I just didn't, it was a lot of resistance. And I was fighting something and fighting something, and fighting healing is what it is. Fighting something that kept coming up. And the universe kind of took this baseball bat and went, boom, Carol, here you go. Because you got to deal with this. And this is what the universe wants you to do. So what's your outcome, Aquarius? When you start dealing with this shame that you feel, how's your life going to change? How will your life change? Well, the Ace of Wands comes in here. You're going to have a new beginning in the Wand suit. And we talked about the Wand suit. And that's taking your life in the direction you want to go in. The Wands is all about our life purpose. It's full of creativity. And so here's a new direction for you. You're going to be able to go where you wanted to go, right? Where you've been stuck here with these geese, right? They're in reverse. They're all confused where they're going. They're in reverse. They're stuck. And not only that, like, so you're going to be able to have that new direction, but not only that, you know, this Queen of Cups here comes up. In the Queen of Cups, the Queen is my feminine part of us. We all have a feminine part and a masculine part of us. It has nothing to do with gender. And the masculine part of us is our ego, and the Queen is our emotions. And so how is this, what outcome are you going to have here? Well, right now, this Queen, she's blocked. That emotion of shame, there's a real resistance to you to getting to it, because to get to an emotion, you have to feel it. And like I said, shame is shitty. And it really feels yucky to have to feel that shame that people gave us when we were younger. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to turn her around. You're going to turn the Queen around because she needs to feel. The Queen in my deck loves feeling. You can see all that water flowing on the bottom of her. Those are emotions. And she allows emotions to come through, flow in and flow out. They don't get stuck in her. She doesn't hold on to shame. She doesn't hold on to anger, because that's when it comes ungrounded. And when our emotions get ungrounded too many times, that's when the Tower moment comes up in our life and the universe says, hey, you're going to deal with this emotion? People just keep shoving it down, and then we numb it out by food, which I do. That's my number one addiction. And so what else here? What else here? You have another ace. You have 2 aces here for your outcome, which is absolutely amazing. And you get a new beginning in your swords. And the Ace of Swords is all about your authenticity. So you just get a more clear vision of who you really are. Because if you're walking through life thinking you're unworthy, you're worth nothing, you don't deserve things, and then you clear that shame out. And believe me, there's lots of shame. You know, you can have lots of shame, but it's asking you to clear this particular incident here where something happened to you when you were younger and you just felt so much shame from it, and it's coming up for you right now. But as an outcome, you're going to start to, your true you is going to start to come forward. Once you peel away that layer of shame. And then you get another Queen. So you get 2 queens and 2 aces. Beautiful combination. This Queen, she's a feminine side of us as well, but she's the Queen of Wands. She's the Queen of creativity. She's the Queen of authenticity. She's the Queen of taking your life in the direction that you want to go. Whatever you want to do. And again, she's right now blocked, but the outcome is that you're going to turn that Queen around as well. And so it's just all about, you're going to be able to take your life into the direction that you want to go in once you deal with that shame. And so what I'm going to do for you, Aquarius, is I'm going to leave you 2 things. I'm going to leave you with the reading from May that I did, if you haven't had a chance. And I'm also going to leave you with a playlist that I've done from my other channel, Carol Cares, on shame, because some people really don't understand what shame is, where it comes from, and furthermore, we don't really understand what to do with it. And so I've put out some really good videos on shame, and I'll link a playlist at the end. So Aquarius, I want you to have compassion for yourself, for what you're working through. This healing journey is not easy. It is the most difficult journey of our life, but the most important. And so take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.